you guys, it's Tasia, aka Tay, aka The Goddess TV. Thank you so much for dropping into my YouTube channel. So happy to have you guys here. Today is going to be kind of like a personal video for me, something that I wanted to share and document. So I just got out of a 5 to 6 month relationship. It was one of the realest relationships I've had thus far, like as an adult. And I was super dedicated to it, so I ignored a lot of things that I shouldn't have in the relationship, therefore prolonging a relationship that was doomed to fail anyway. So I kind of wanted to make this video for my younger girls that are, dating around or want somebody. Girls, we can kind of ignore signs sometimes, and we can cognitively or actively choose to ignore those signs, or we can dip out at the first sign of that. But I just wanted this video to serve as a reminder that these specific things that I ignored, you should definitely consider when you're dating or having a partner, or when you're in a relationship. I'm the type of person where, especially as I'm getting older, if I decide to make you my partner or my date or my boo, whatever, like I'm in it, I'm loyal and I'm dedicated to it. So I'll actively ignore things because I'm tenacious. I like to cling and I like to hold on to what I think is for me. And sometimes it's really not for you. So I decided to make this video just to kind of help my girls out there and let you know, don't do this. I'll give you the examples of some of the things that I did do or say, and I'm just hoping that you don't be like me. And when you see these signs, definitely talk to someone about it. And girl, leave. Leave. It's 2020. It's hella men out here. It's raining men. So just dump them in the trash. All right, so this video will be titled 5 Toxic Signs I Ignored During My Breakup. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the first one. The first one, I can't see because this light is killing my eyes. Okay, so the first toxic sign that I ignored during my breakup was subtle joking that kind of was hidden in disrespect. So my ex he would do a lot of joking. We both were extremely jokey, goofy, but I noticed in the initial stages of the relationship, he would sometimes say, I would catch him calling me a bitch, 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 you better not be doing that, or, bitch, you better not ever cheat on me or leave me, or it would be stuff like that. Don't judge me. Okay, first of all, let me say this. Everything I'm about to say to you guys, it's just the real tea. Don't judge me. Don't judge my relationship. I really don't give a damn if you judge me or not. It's my truth. But we're not perfect. I curse. So, whatever. We're grown. But this is my truth. So just try to be, a little empathetic when I tell you how the relationship went, okay? So, yeah, he would say, bitch, don't play with me, or hold this, or, he would get really disrespectful, I didn't like that at all. Initially, when he first called me a bitch, it threw me off because I'm your girlfriend. It was weird. And I felt like he felt it wasn't right either. So he didn't say it fully. He said bitch, trying to test me. I don't like that. So that was a red flag for me. That kind of symbolizes to me immaturity. It's just childish. You don't want your husband to be calling you a bitch under any circumstances, whether it's playing around, whether you're in the bedroom, whether you're cooking and you just looking good. I don't want my man. I don't want my man calling me a bitch. So that's just a red flag to me. Also, I felt like it was kind of like a grooming situation where he was trying to get me comfortable with him calling me a bitch or with him disrespecting. I felt like he was trying to ease me into me being disrespected, trying to see how far I would go before I corrected him. And I did correct him, but sometimes it would still slip out. But he just stopped. He stopped with it, cursing around me. But that was just something that I should have looked out for, and something that I definitely should have noticed that, hey, whether we're in this for the long term or not, this is not somebody I want. I don't want to be with somebody that's going to be comfortable calling me that, under any circumstances. And on top of that, I shouldn't have to teach you to not call me nothing like that. That's weird. So that was one of my stupid mess ups. All right, and the second thing is quote unquote checking you. So a guy does this when you're like, this especially happen if you're like eye candy for your guy. Guys will bring you around other men just to show you off, right? And that's cool. I like it. You know, I mean, the girl puts a lot of effort into looking good, so show me off. But the problem that guys sometimes have is that they don't want you to talk. Like, they don't want you to engage in conversation with their homeboys. Even though you're the only girl in the room and he invited you to be around a bunch of men, it's a problem when you start talking or communicating with the people that you're around. Like, what? Like, no, I'm gonna talk. Like, I'm an intellectual person. First of all, that's the way I learn, is by debating. I love to argue. So I don't care if it's your mom, your sister, your auntie, your best friend, your homeboy, your cousin and them. I don't care if the little kid is 5. We're gonna argue. Like, we're gonna talk. It's not necessarily gonna be like a fight argue, but we're gonna exchange ideas. We're gonna see, you know, I wanna hear your thoughts about things. I wanna share mine. So yeah, I do have the tendency, and I talk a lot, you know, but that just comes with just me being me. So, and I don't need anybody to speak for me. So if I would notice that I would go around his friends, and me and his friends will be loving it. Like, his friends will literally tell him like, hey, I want to hear what she has to say. Let's ask her a question about, you know, how women think about this or how women think about that. And then I would go in and, you know, be compassionate about it and explain my ideas. And my ex would be looking at me like, shut up. Like, why aren't you shutting up? He even told me like shut your mouth one time. This is all one person. This is all one person. He even told me to shut my mouth one time. Like, what? Like, yes, sis. Like, so that's a red flag for like all my younger girls. Like, your ideas are important. Your worth is important. What you have to say is important. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you need to be quiet and be eye candy for anybody. You are never embarrassing yourself. And if he feels like you're embarrassing him, then you need to move on with your life and find you somebody who can compliment your ideas. Find you somebody that is proud to have you speak in a room and is proud to share your thoughts, you know, and let you have the floor sometimes, you know. You don't need that, sis. Like, no. All right, so the third one is, I cannot see with this light. Oh, okay. The third one is kind of spicy. The third one is if you're nervous or uneasy about unplanned pregnancies. And so, you know, sex is something that is natural for everybody. If you are in a sexually active relationship, I always promote, you know, using condoms and contraceptives. That's the best way to go, but please use a condom because you really can't trust anybody out in these streets, period. But if you are, you know, in a committed relationship and you and your partner are deciding to have unprotected sex, you have to know the consequences of that. And so if you guys are having unprotected sex and say, for instance, he ejaculates inside of you and you get pregnant, well, how is that going to affect your life? Is that going to affect your life? Will you be happy about it? Will you be sad about it? This was a red flag for me because every time that I would have unprotected sex with my boyfriend, I would automatically be really nervous and afraid. I was always afraid that I would get pregnant by him because subconsciously I felt like I knew that he would not be a good father to my child. Or I would have ended up a single mother. So I was always popping Plan Bs like freaking Tic Tacs. You know, popping Plan Bs every month, you know, trying to prevent a pregnancy when I could have just got on birth control, but I have my little theories about birth control. But so I'm popping Plan Bs and throwing off my period every month for some guy who I know inside of me that is not the one for me. You get what I'm saying? So if you're nervous about having an unplanned pregnancy with someone that you're having sex with, protected or unprotected, that's a red flag. That is something that is inside of you telling you that this person would not be the type of support that you need if you were to be in that situation, and that is not a good thing. That is a very big and telling situation. That's basically something that you don't trust that person, and that's not good. The fourth thing is abrupt separation. Now, this was one of the biggest things that I noticed early on with my relationship. Tenacity. Sorry. Tenacity. I'm clingy, and I don't like starting over. So when me and him, I think the first week, we made it official. he, like, we got into an argument and he just left, like abruptly left. And then, you know, I was like, once again, I told you, like, I'm trying, as an adult, I'm trying to be loyal to the person. I'm trying to make things work. And that kind of goes into like forcing things a bit. So I would track him down and call him and you know, tell him to come back, or, you know, try to have us talk about whatever's wrong, but ignoring the fact that he just left. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't even give you the common courtesy to talk things out in a mature way. So that's another big flag, is immaturity. That's just part of, that's like kind of the subcategories of the just abrupt leaving. Like, abrupt leaving, if anybody could just leave you without talking to you, without trying to understand you, they do not want you. And that's just the bottom line. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna say they don't want you. I'm not gonna say they don't want you, but I'm gonna say that the relationship isn't that important to them. And that's not a bad thing. They're just saying that they can live with or without you. And I want someone who recognizes my value. And someone who recognizes your value will not just leave you, or someone who thinks that you're valuable would not want to live without you, you know? So keep that in mind the next time that your boyfriend, look, let me tell you, one time this fool packed up, like, this happened multiple times, but I think like the second or third time, this fool packed up my purse that he bought me and packed up his stuff and left. Yes, he bought me a purse that was only like $200 and packed it up and took it out my place where I was living. Girl, like, I don't know, sis. Like, I don't got no friends, so I mean, I didn't know what to do. Like, this is beyond me. Like, but yes, he had the audacity. That's why I don't deal with no Leos, honey, because Leos, y'all is some things, honey. When Leos are offended or disrespected, they become some bad bitches. Excuse my language, but they become bitches. Like, they become real sassy, and it's not cute, especially for a man that's almost, you know, I feel like for a man that's over 26, like, that is extremely immature, and that's not going to work for you in the end. That's not how the world, you know, doesn't work that way. So this is the last one. The last one is competitiveness. Like, have you ever felt like you were like in a battle or competition with your significant other? Like, that is the most disgusting thing to me. Like, and not necessarily like good competition. I'm talking about superficial competition. Like, if I look good, you know, you got to peg me down or two. Or if, say for instance, you play on my insecurities. So an example of what happened in my relationship was I get like a little mustache or whatever. I'm pretty sure all the girls gets peach fuzz, and that's what makes this situation so important, is that, you know, men will try to play on your insecurities, but at the same time know that all women, you know, have these insecurities. Like, they know, you know, I'm not dealing with a 30-year-old man. I'm not dealing with a 20, even late 20s-year-old man. I'm dealing with supposedly a grown man. So they know what to say and what will try to humble. They'll try to humble you. So I have a little peach fuzz or whatever, and he one day, you know, he said something about my peach fuzz, and I was like, okay, how, like, and I said something about him balding at the top of his head, you know, so don't come for me and I won't come for you, because let's not act like you thinning out up there, you holding for dear life for the little hair that you got, boo, because it shows thinning up here. And so let's not, you come for me talking about the hair that I'm gaining, let's talk about the hair that you're lacking. So anytime that you feel like you got to compete, you know, or you are, even if you're feeling a little jealous, like, it's nothing wrong with feeling jealous, but if your man is purposely trying to make you feel jealous out in public, that is an issue, that is wrong. You don't want to deal with that from your significant other and, you know, from your friends and a significant other. Like, girl, bye. So yeah, those are the 5 toxic signs that I ignored in my relationship. I hope that you guys, for my younger sisters, even some men, you know, keep this in mind. But for my younger girls, just if you see, I won't say if you see one of these, you know, run for your dear life. But if you see like multiple signs in this video, that you gotta do some thinking, sis. You gotta think, because whatever you put up with, that is who they are. So you're choosing to put up with that while you guys are going to be together. And if you want to stay with that person for the rest of your life, this person probably is not going to change that. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to accept for the rest of your life. So that's, you got some thinking to do. You got some brainstorming to do. Okay. I suggest you run, but you know, ask your mother, ask your auntie, ask your cousins, what do they feel about your significant other? Because 9 times out of 10, whatever they're saying is really what you need to hear. Like whatever they're seeing happen when you guys are around, that's the truth. And it may be ugly, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys thumbs up. Please thumbs up the video. And let me know in the comments, like, what are some toxic traits that you think girls and guys should look out for, you know, while they're in relationships that are signs of like red flags. So have a good one. Bye.